Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. Today we're going to look at what Pep Guardiola's starting 11 could look like in the season preceding or in the final season of his contract. Let's assume that he's going to leave. As we know, he signed an extension to his contract which takes Pep Guardiola to 2021. However, if we were to take a look at the players currently whose contracts are nearing an end in the next year or two and whose age is not on their side, so we have to assume possibly will be leaving in the next year or so. If we take the first one, which is, as we know, Sergio Aguero signed a one-year extension which takes him to 2020, and I don't think there's any signs that he's going to sign beyond that. So we'd have to assume that Sergio Aguero is going to leave at the end of the 2020 season and go back to maybe Argentina. Then we've got David Silva, who again signed a one-year extension. That keeps him to the same time of 2020, which we know he's already come out plenty of times and said after that he is going to go back to Gran Canaria. So that takes David Silva out of the equation. We know Vincent Kompany's contract finishes at the end of next season, or the end of this season, 2019. So he's got about 8 months left. Whether he'll sign another one, I'd be very surprised if City don't offer him at least another year or two to that contract. But he's coming towards the end of his City days, certainly as a #1 player. And then we've got Fernandinho, who earlier this season in January signed an extension to his contract which keeps him here until 2020. So if we take a look at those particular players who've been the mainstay of Man City for the last, going back 10 years even, but certainly the last 5 or 6 in particular, and the fact that Pep Guardiola is possibly going to leave at the end of the 2021 season, Pep's got quite a bit of planning to do, and we've got to look at it and think, what is the Manchester City 11 going to look like in the last season under Pep Guardiola? Now, all I can do is speculate. I looked at a team, looked at the players, looked at the squad, and the only thing I could think of was the fact that I think the following players will still be at Manchester City and possibly are going to be in the starting lineup. So if we start with the goalkeeper, well, I think it's fairly obvious. Ederson is going to be our goalkeeper. If we go into the back four, just looking at this from a 4-3-3 point of view, I think Laporte and Stones are going to definitely be there as Pep's sort of centre-back pairing. I still think Benjamin Mendy will be here as the left-back. The right-back is one that's still under discussion. Kyle Walker is going to be sort of 30, 31 in 2-3 years' time. So there's the possibility that maybe there's a change there. Central defensive midfield, well, I can't see Fernandinho being there, certainly in Pep's final sort of contractual season anyway. So there's one for debate. Now, I'm being controversial here, as you can see, and that is because I've actually left Kevin De Bruyne out. Now, some will go, "You're absolutely mental," but the only reason I did it was just purely as a way of shoehorning Phil Foden into the team, because other than Kevin De Bruyne, I really can't see how Phil Foden is going to get into this team if we're keeping Sane, Sterling, Bernardo Silva. I just can't see where he fits, or when do we put him on the bench and think in 2 years' time he's still going to be on the bench at sort of like 20, 21 years of age. So I've only done the Kevin De Bruyne one. Don't get me wrong, I love Kevin De Bruyne, but I've only just left him out because I'm thinking, let's say in another 3 years De Bruyne gets to whatever he is, 28, 29, who knows what can happen. So I'm only doing it solely because I want to shoehorn Phil Foden into the team for no other reason. Kevin De Bruyne is a wonderful player and I love him to bits, but I'm just trying to sort of look ahead and imagine the unimaginable, which is Kevin De Bruyne won't be at Man City or won't be playing in the starting 11 ahead of Phil Foden. So that's the only reason I've just shoehorned Phil Foden into the squad. We've got David Silva, who again I don't think, we know he's not going to be there in Pep's final season, so he's out of the equation. Sterling and Sane are still easily young enough, so they could easily be there. And we know Sergio Aguero, it's doubtful that he'll be around in Pep's final season, unless he signs a 1 year extended contract. If there's records to be broken, he might do that, but it's doubtful anyway. So Pep's got a bit of planning to do, certainly over the next 12 months, as to, we know that there's going to be these 4 major players that possibly will move on or won't be playing as much. So who do you think is going to be the starting lineup? Let's have a look at the 2021 season. This is my starting 11. And my starting 11 starts obviously with Ederson in goal. We've got Laporte and Stones as our centre-backs. We've got Mendy at left-back. I don't know, it's just a player I love watching. I think he's a wonderful player, and that's Joshua Kimmich. It wouldn't surprise me with the decline of Bayern Munich that Pep doesn't make another attempt to try and get him. I think he's already made an attempt, but he's such a versatile player, can play at right back, centre midfield, right midfield, a wonderful, wonderful player. It wouldn't surprise me if that won't be a big money signing for Pep Guardiola before he leaves and gets Kimmich into the Man City squad, even 2019-20 season, which would be wonderful. A bit of backup there for Kyle Walker, because I'm not sure Danilo's going to be around, if I'm honest. We've got the likes of Luke Bolton, which he's wonderfully, he's coming back from an injury, so good luck to Luke, but at this stage of his career, he's still going to have to try and get fit and break into the team somehow. But Kimmich would be a perfect replacement for Walker. Frankie de Jong, it makes sense as the natural replacement for Fernandinho in the sort of central defensive midfield or centre midfield role. And then I've got Bernardo Silva on one side and the natural heir, the young kid Phil Foden, taking David Silva's place. I think that is almost a shoo-in that will happen over the next 12 months. I've left Sterling on the left wing. It seems to be a position that is favoured this season. I've kept Leroy Sané, though I'm sure there'll be plenty that'll debate whether he'll be here or not. I mean, I'm not sure, but I've left Sané in there. He's plenty young enough and can only get better under Pep Guardiola. And then up front, will Pep Guardiola make one last final big signing? Could that be Kylian Mbappe? Or, what's Gabriel Jesus going to be like over the next 12-18 months, knowing that Aguero is on his way out? Will he step up and actually take that mantle? He's certainly young enough. He's certainly got the ability. We just need to see more clinical finishes from him. But anyway, guys, that's just a thought on, we have to seriously start looking at where Man City are going to be in the next few years, because we know Pep Guardiola potentially won't sign a longer contract after 2021. We are going to be hitting 2019 soon. We've got 4 of those big key massive players for us, wonderful servants to us, are going to be leaving in the next 18 months to 2 years. So we need to start seriously planning for these departures. So who would you like to see in the squad in the 2021 season? Give us your comments below the video. Do you think Leroy Sané is going to be there? Would you like to see Walker still at right back, or do you think there's another young right back, excluding Luke Bolton, because we don't know yet about him? But is there somebody else who you would like to see in there, or another position? But anyway, guys, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. Don't forget, click subscribe, click notification, and give us your comments below, because that looks like a wonderful team regardless. But give us your thoughts below, and we'll see you soon.